Hey there, trendsetters. Welcome back to Trending, the podcast where we dish out the hottest fashion, beauty, and lifestyle trends.
I'm Tinsley, and joining me as always is my fabulous co-host and BFF, Dallion.
That's right. Get ready to dive into the trends that are shaping our world today, from runway looks to everyday hacks, all while feeling like you're right here with us, just catching up over coffee or a cocktail.
So grab your headphones, settle in, and let's get into it. This is Trending, where trends come to life. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Trending with Dallion and Tinsley. I'm Tinsley. This is my co-host, Dallion.
Hello.
And exciting news, this is our second episode of season 2. We just released the first episode. We were actually so flattered to hear that everyone was missing us. They wanted us to come back. They wanted more. They wanted a second season.
I know.
And please follow us. We just announced our social media account for the podcast specifically. So please follow us at Trending the Podcast. Dallion?
Hello, fam. Great to be back. Great to be back with you all. I'm just super excited to be back podcasting and doing all the things, and this podcast just gives me life. And this is like a little bit vulnerable. I was debating if I was going to share this or not, but I think I've been feeling a little bit lonely. That sounds like a strong word, but the reason I say that is just because I wonder if people will connect to that, and if other people that feel like lonely or like, you don't always want to pick up the phone and actually call a friend, but you might be feeling like you want some connection. And when I feel that way, I always turn to a podcast. And sometimes I will actually call a family member or friend. But I just always can find solstice in hearing from other people and just sort of being in their presence digitally. I know that's so weird. Anyway. Yeah.
I feel the same.
You do?
And I didn't even know the words to put to that feeling. But yeah, I think you and I both have just had a year or two of feeling like we don't know where we're at with relationships and our energy levels and all the things. But I too find myself throughout the day, I'm home. I work remotely. I'm home by myself. My husband works now 16 hours a day. It's the times I don't have the energy to pick up the phone, I will put on a podcast. So that's why I love doing this.
Me too.
One, because it does bring me real life connection with you, but also I want to contribute to that space that has also given me so much.
Yeah, 100%. I was thinking about us too when we started this show almost a year ago now, which is insane to me. But I was thinking about just how different of a place in life we were in.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how things can just change and evolve and fluctuate so fast. But I'm just grateful for this thing in my life that feels like I can always come back to it. And yeah, I mean, maybe I feel this way at the start of the year. You kind of have in the beginning of the new year, I always feel a little bit sentimental, or, I'm looking back, but I'm also looking ahead. And I feel like our topic today is related to that, because when you are in that space, and if you have anything in your life that you need to change up, if you need to do some decluttering and you want to start with your closet, you can do that. And Tinsley and I were talking about this because we were it's not really a trend. I mean, it kind of is. I have seen some videos. I don't know if that's just my algorithm. I have seen some videos of people come with me as I clean out my closet. But I think our topic for today, and diving further into the closet clean, it's just foundational, and it feels like a good way to start the podcast or get us started on the right foot for the new year, and to be able to like buy the items that we need and get our closet in the space that we want to get it in. But we can't do that until we open the door and actually uncover the mess, so to speak.
Yeah, that's right. I feel like it is a normal thing just to be reflective during this time of year, to want to start looking forward to spring, getting your closet ready, maybe shifting some things around in your closet. But yeah, we recognize that this isn't really a trend. We're really just excited about the no shopping trend that we talked about in January. And for us, we just want to dive in a little bit more on that topic. It's not so much trend forward, but it does allow us to bring up some trends throughout the year and then have a place for those trends to live. If you'd like to purchase any of the trends we're going to talk about or be a trendy gal in 2024, you first need a really good basis, which we believe is a good closet, one that's organized and functional and easy. So do you want to dive into it, or you want to go ahead and do we have this like new little thing we want to try, which is to talk about our ins and outs for the week trend wise. So I think Dallion has a couple, and TBD on me. I'm not sure.
You know what I think is out?
What?
Nail polish.
Really?
I think people aren't wearing nail polish anymore. And
No,
especially on I think like a clean, like your nails are manicured but not polished. I think nail polish is out. A very like manicured, no polish hand is in.
You did remind me of a beauty thing that I think is out, and I would say black winged eyeliner.
Ooh, yeah.
I think, now, girls, if you're watching on YouTube, I am wearing a regular old brown pencil eyeliner just to give a little like va-va-voom, like underneath the waterline, a little smudge here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just goes back to the whole like natural look we're all trying to do. I don't know. The thing that I have noticed is that eyeliner, the harsh eyeliner specifically, is on its way out. But back to the nails. So I don't get manicures. I probably get one manicure a year. It's just my own personal thing. But I did see on all of the in and out lists exiting 2023, a lot of girls were saying that gel manicures or getting your nails done was out.
It's out.
Girls, this is something I've been saying for years. It costs so much money. It takes so much time. It's so annoying to leave a nail salon after paying $100+ and seeing like, oh, this one's crooked or this one's a little chipped or oops, they cut my cuticle. Like, when do we leave the nail salon and not feel like we've just been tricked into handing over our money? The thing that made me feel reassured in this about having just natural nails is Carrie Bradshaw never had her nails done.
See?
Ever. In Sex and the City, do you guys look at her nails? Like, they're always without polish.
Yeah. I think it's the look right now. Back to the main topic of conversation. Take us away, Tins.
Okay. Yeah.
I took us all the way the wrong way.
Suddenly I'm like fast forwarding to like me scraping my toes with a pumice stone last week. Anyways. Okay. How do you get started with reevaluating your closet and cleaning it out? I think a lot of times we are so intimidated to start this process because it feels so overwhelming and it feels just like years and years of stuff in your closet. The way that I like to start out is to define your struggle. So why are you physically cleaning out your closet? What are your current struggles? I had a friend reach out. I've actually had several friends reach out this month because I made a little reel, put it on Instagram. They were like, hey, we see that you've kind of like been successful in your shopping and seems like you get a lot of great use out of all of the things that you own. And it's kind of remarkable how I think this topic, like there's not a lot of research out there. There's not a lot on social media about closet cleanouts. Like, of course, we've got the home edit and the whatever else, but I think we just don't put enough emphasis on the way to achieve your dream wardrobe is to start with your closet. And if your closet is just like bogged down with stuff you don't wear, outdated items, things that don't fit, things you can't see, like you're going to be frustrated every day when you get dressed, and you're going to look at all the stuff on social media and the internet and whatever and be like, yeah, I just don't even have the mental capacity, let alone the physical capacity to invite in these new trends that I'm seeing and the things that I'm inspired by. So define your struggle, identify your go-tos. So what are the pieces and accessories that you are going to every single day? Because those are the things that are going to inform you how to fill in your gaps. So these items might be items that you need to replace, or they may be items that you're like, this is working for me. Let's lean into that. This goes into my personal style. The other one is you are going to determine the gaps, as I just mentioned. But once you find out the things that are working, you also want to figure out the things that are not working. So when you get dressed, like be very specific. Take like a couple weeks, a month, however long it takes for you to figure out like, okay, why is it so hard for me to get dressed every day? I'm going to my closet and I'm like, I've got this great outfit, but the shoes not working. I can't find a single pair of shoes that is allowing me to wear the outfits that I'm putting together every day. Because if you don't have the right shoes, well, girls, we've been there, we've talked about it, like you're done for. Same can be said about a top, a bottom. Like maybe
You're done for. Yeah.
maybe you're working from home every day and you're just like, I want to not be in my leggings or my sweatpants, but I don't have anything else. Like, what are your daily activities that you're getting dressed for? What are the things that are stopping you from being in the outfit that you want to be in? Like for me, I was really, this is so like niche, but I was really wanting a pair of pants that weren't jeans, weren't leggings, something that I could wear at home and still feel myself, still feel presentable, and even take the dog out if I needed to. I was like, okay, I'm getting a trouser sweatpant. They're amazing. It's finding those little things
That's
that
what I'm
you're
wearing.
like,
That's what I'm wearing
are
right
you
now.
really?
Yes.
Amazing. And I'm also wearing the same thing. I think you could say,
Well,
yeah. It's like a
your
little
outfit looks incredible, y'all.
Well, I've got matching pants.
Yeah, that's why it looks great.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Wait, look.
But,
Look.
cute. That's so cute. We've got like
gonna,
little track pants on. That's cute.
I was going to say that these are my favorite work from home pants that make me feel comfortable. Also the most put together. These are a pair of pants that I grab multiple times a week. Yeah, if you catch me on Zoom, I'm probably wearing the same pants every day, all 5 days of the week. I do wash them, but okay, can we dig in? I want to go back.
Yeah.
For the things that we like that are working for us and that we grab every day, like these pants per se.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do with them? I think that's that's an area I struggle in, because what happens to the things that I love and go for, those things end up in a pile beside my bed. They're not even in the closet. Okay? I already went vulnerable here in this episode for whatever reason, but you're going to just see my literal dirty laundry. If you want to visualize this, it's not even the closet. It's like the clothes that end up on the chair in the bedroom. You know? I feel like maybe everyone has that. But that's where that stuff ends up. And something that you taught me was that, I mean, it makes sense. Like that's the stuff that actually needs a space in the closet.
Yeah.
But so is that what you would say? Like, what are we supposed to do with the stuff that's working for us? Like, where do we put it? Where does it go? Where does it live?
Yeah, that's a great question, because I think we all have that chair where the clothes end up on. And that's fine. Because chances are, well, yeah, maybe you wear that same pair of pants like every day or every other day, but like maybe just clean it up every couple days and like restock your your closet or your drawers or whatever, but I think it's okay for it to kind of just get tossed around, live on a chair for a little bit. But yeah, it's important to just make a habit of putting things up every couple of days, because I do feel like, yeah, I'll have a blazer, like my favorite blazer, I'll throw it on a chair, and then you would be surprised how many times I'm still like, where's my blazer?
Mm-hmm.
And like, I know that I have it, but then it's just like, I forget about it because I can't see it,
Yeah.
even if I know I have it and I wear it all the time.
Okay, so talk about that. Like,
Yeah.
how do you set your closet up so that you can see the stuff you need to see?
Yeah. So, okay, you guys are not going to be happy about this, but I got rid of so much stuff over the last couple of years. I really felt in my heart, especially as I was moving to New York, I physically can't store everything, but for me, I am such a maximalist in my style, but I can't be that way with my wardrobe and my closet because it drives me crazy. Like, to look at that pink feather top that I wear twice a year, to look at it every single day and like kind of include it in my mental decision making process, it was just like really taking a toll on me, which I know sounds so silly,
Mm-mm.
but as someone who really struggles with decision fatigue, for me, I had to get rid of that stuff that either I wasn't wearing all the time because it just didn't work, wasn't versatile enough, it didn't fit, it was stained, it needed an alteration, whatever. The reasons
Mm-hmm.
why I wasn't wearing some items, like I made it a point. I was like, okay, if I'm not wearing this within a few months, 6 months, a year, whatever, it's going away. And like either I take care of it that day, that week, or it's gone. Like, and I even went so far as to stop doing Poshmark, stop selling my stuff on Poshmark, because that stuff
It
would
was
sit in the
still
corner.
hanging out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for months.
Yep.
So I was like, you know what? Maybe it may take extra time in the moment for me to run this to Buffalo Exchange or wherever you're going, but like,
Mm-hmm.
let's sell it. Let's be okay with getting $20 and let's move on. Let's donate it and do what we need to do. But like, get that stuff out of there, because I promise that once you get it out, I really think you're going to find that you have an easier time getting dressed when you go to your closet. Because instead of considering 50 items in your closet every time you get dressed, you're going to consider 20 items. Like, think about how much mental space that takes up to go in your closet and see so many shapes,
Mm-hmm.
colors, prints, seasons, whatever. And if you're
Yeah.
the kind of person where you're like, no, I don't want to get rid of that. I want to keep my clogs from 2005 for my children one day, or for that off chance that they come back in style and I can wear this in a couple years, like, that's okay. But like, put it away, put it in a box, put it under your bed, separate it. Like, keep your everyday items visible and hanging and folded wherever you can see them. Like, I'll give you an example. For me, I don't have a ton of space. I have one bar in my closet. It's very tiny. So I've just got one hanging rack. I've got all my clothes hanging there. I put all of my jeans and all of my sweaters on the rack above, or on the shelf above the clothing rack. Then underneath all of my hanging clothes, I have pulled out 4 pairs of jeans, 5 sweaters, and I just have them right where I can get them. I don't have to get out my stool and reach up high in my closet. I've
Mm-hmm.
got my everyday jeans, my everyday sweaters. I can see them. And you'd be
Yeah.
surprised. Like, I don't actually end up wearing the sweaters and the jeans that are on top because I can't see them and they're like out of
Mm-hmm.
sight, out of mind. So if that
Yeah.
answers your question, hopefully it does. If not, what else?
It does. It answers my question. I mean, I'm the kind of person that has a hard time letting stuff go. But I will
Yeah.
say, when I decide to let it go, it needs to go out of the house like right now.
Yeah. You're good about
Like,
that.
yeah. Do you remember when we were young? And I don't know how old we were, but do you remember when the Lauren Conrad book came out?
Oh my God. Yes. I'll never let it go.
I think
Never.
about the tips in that book all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, and one
The
of them,
style one and the beauty one.
do you remember the tip she gives where she basically says to put things under the bed, or like if you have stuff you think you might want to get rid of but you don't want to let it go yet, you put it in like a container under the bed, and if you haven't reached for anything in that container in like 3 months, you toss it. Do you remember
I
that?
don't remember that, but
That one
honestly,
stuck with me.
wow. Like maybe I've actually been quoting this my whole life and I didn't know it. I didn't know it was from her book that I read
It
when I
is.
was 13. Oh my gosh, yeah.
It is from that book. I think about it all the time. I know it's from that book. I kind of want to read that book again now. But that's what I was going to say is like, are there other things like that for
Yeah.
people who maybe don't want to let stuff go? Because I know I fall in that
Yeah.
category sometimes. And
Mhm.
you came to my house and you saw my closet, and I thought it was pretty okay, and it was not. And you helped me like realize what you were saying of like, if you don't wear it every day, but or
Mhm.
whatever, like if you just want to hold on to it for whatever the reason is, like what do you do with it?
Yeah, like you mean if you don't put it under your bed or in a different box?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's one tactic.
Yeah.
Or do you ever do anything where it's like, I don't know, I saw this on TikTok actually, that someone like they turn the hanger backwards. And if they
Mm.
haven't like taken it off and turned it the right way in like the next 3 months, like they get rid of it or something, like a
Yeah,
hanger trick.
that's so cool. I actually don't. For me, I'll just put things away, like you said, under the bed, or I'll kind of make sections in my closet. So I've never really been one to put away my clothes seasonally. I'll keep everything out,
Okay.
all year long. But I'll transfer all of my short sleeves and tank tops to the back of the closet and kind of like push up the blazers and the long sleeve blouses. It's like I do kind of keep it separate based on wear and seasonality. And I think I said this the last episode, but I'll have a clothing rack outside of my closet that will keep the everyday stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a clothing rack that also has like a little shelf beneath it. So I can keep that kind of stuff there too, like everyday shoes. That's also a place you could put like everyday jeans or whatever. But I think it's all about just having some separation. I mean, sure, you could like go in and create labels and stuff too, but I don't know. For me, it's just about like I don't keep that much stuff. So for me, I don't need to have methods like that, but I can see why you would. I got
Like, for
nothing.
example, I'll give y'all an example.
You give the example.
I'll give the example. I had like this scarf. I'm just going to call it a scarf because I can't reveal what it actually was. Basically, something that someone special gave to me. And Tinsley was like, "This is ugly. Why do you have this?" And I was like, "Because so and so gave it to me." And she was like, "Okay, well, that's nice, Dallion, but like, why is it front and center in your closet? Like, why is it hanging?" She was like, "Put that in a box." And I was like, "Huh, that's a good idea." So maybe that's just the tip that I needed. But basically, my
Yeah.
closet was full. My closet was sort of like the storage unit. My closet was full of stuff that I didn't wear every day, dresses that are for special occasions, and sweaters that I hadn't worn in 5 years, or sweaters that I've kept for 10 years, and just stuff that I wasn't wearing every day. And then out in the bedroom or in my dresser drawers was like the stuff that I actually wear every day. And I think
Yeah.
when you came and helped me clean out my closet, it really opened my eyes to a few things. But one of the things is what you said, which is like the decision fatigue. And I've seen a couple of TikToks of people our age, 29-ish, essentially saying like, what are we wearing these days? Like, what are we wearing? What are we wearing to work?
Yeah.
Like, what are we wearing on Zoom? Like, it's a weird time we're living in here where you only have to be dressed from the waist up.
Yeah.
And like, I think, And we are decision fatigued as well. So, like, getting your closet set up so that it's easy to make a decision and it's easy to grab something cute that you actually like to put on for work is really important. And it's helped me be able to do that now that my closet is in a much better state. Because I was able to take the time and say, okay, these are 5 sweaters that I actually love and I want to wear them in my work day. And I'll pair them with my leggings or my casual sweatpant or whatever. But like, I can at least feel somewhat put together and not feel like rushed or chaotic in the morning.
Yeah, I love that. I'm glad that it helped. We saw each other in September. We did a little like photo shoot for the podcast, and I got there and immediately Dallion was like, "Okay, I'm ready." I'm like, "For what?" She's like, "My closet clean out." It's like that's just kind of the thing we always did. We were like always in each other's closets, in each other's business.
And the last time you had done it for me was like I was in college.
Yeah. Which she still had some stuff from college in her closet today. She just had so much stuff. Like she was working with a limited space, but she just had so much stuff that she wasn't wearing and like either keeping for memory's sake or just like she had so many work bags and work clothes that she had just been holding on to for like years. Like she had not been to the office in years. And so all of it needed to go. And she's such a good sport. She just was like, okay, put it all in a bag. We're going to Goodwill or wherever. But
I was ready for it. I was ready to let it go. But I needed your direction. Like, yeah, because there was like the little voice in the back of my mind on some of it saying, like, oh, maybe this will come back. Like maybe I've held on to it long enough that it's coming back around in style.
Yeah.
And the thing is, even if that's true, there's always a twist. There's always something new that that has been added to elevate or update that trend. So you're still going to look dated because yours is actually from 10 years ago. And I guess that's not in every case. Like there are certain things that just don't go out of style, like certain belts, certain shoes, whatever. But yeah, like to see your face, like to see the face of your best friend and you hold up an item that is like you're on the fence about, and to see her face like completely bewildered and disgusted, it was like, okay, we're letting it go. I was like, well, that's all I needed. Like, push me right over the edge.
I really try to watch my face, but it just speaks on its own.
You were like immediately no at the stuff that I was on the fence about. I would hold it up like before I could even lift it fully up. You were like, no.
But here's the thing. A lot of what you were keeping was like, well, maybe this will come back and like I could wear this once this year. You did not have the space to keep all of that stuff, at least out and visible. And some of the things you wanted to keep that were like, I think still, like you could have still worn them, but like that one bag.
But I didn't.
Nice black bag.
Oh, that's
but
so
you
funny.
weren't wearing it. Yeah, but like the nice black bag, it's like, well, okay, but it's got a scuff on it. Like this bag is huge. Are you really going to let it take up valuable real estate in your closet when like you're going to have to fix it? Also, the thing about when you say, what if this comes back around? It's like what you said, there's a twist. So it's like never exactly in style still. Two, it's like, are you really going to, like, if bell bottoms come back, are you really going to want that low rise pair? Or are you going to want like a new high rise pair? Also, doesn't it just like, again, like it's not worth the mental and physical space that it takes up in the 5 years that you've held on to it. It's like you've had to look at that thing every single day. You're going to be tired of it.
Okay, question. And I don't even know if we have time to get into it fully.
Okay.
But how do we identify the gaps? So let's say you identified all the stuff that works for you. You got rid of some stuff that is no longer serving you. and is no longer in style.
Yeah.
And like, so then what?
Well, first you have to look at your lifestyle. I think a lot of us get into trouble when we, for instance, buy 10 formal gowns, but our everyday life is working from home and occasionally going out for a nice dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think sometimes we can get tripped up because we have this closet full of stuff, but we don't have exactly what we need to wear. Mm-hmm. And I kind of was thinking, like, when I was thinking about this podcast, this specific episode, I was thinking back to when we were growing up, and it's like, it's kind of like we're still learning today how to survive in this environment of inflation or higher standards when it comes to our clothing, like the ethical standard, the sustainability, this minimalist mindset. And it's like, we shopped at Payless. We shopped at Rack Room Shoes, where it was BOGO. Did you need another pair of shoes? No, but might as well. We went to Claire's and we got 10 pieces of jewelry for $10 or whatever the heck we picked off those
all
shelves.
on the one pack. Yep.
Yeah. No, it was like the grab bag style. Anyways, we were like deep into the sales section of Forever 21. Like, it was so much excess. And I think that as millennials, we still live in that mindset. We live in that world of having so much stuff just to have it because it was a good price. It was a good deal. Why not? And now we're like, how do we survive in this world where you have to be a minimalist or things cost more or we're thinking more about the environment? I think I would love to purchase certain items. For instance, I was just at Anthropologie in their sale room the other day and I was trying on all this stuff. I caught myself and I was like, what am I doing? I don't need
You don't need
a maxi wool skirt. Where am I wearing that? I'm not. It's freezing here. I'm walking everywhere. I'm working from home. If I am out at work, I'm a stylist. Like, I'm not walking around in a maxi skirt. Anyways, I walked out of the dressing room empty-handed, but made me think that we have to do a better job at realizing our reality. Yeah. If we are working from home every day, let's have some great work from home options so we can still feel good. If we are going out to dinner and drinks on the weekends, let's have a nice going out top. Nothing crazy. But for me, I'm like, I go out to a nice dinner. I'm like, wait, I don't have a great blouse. I just need like a blouse for dinner.
One blouse.
If I don't have one that I wear during the week that's appropriate for dinner or whatever, but like, start with what is your everyday lifestyle? What are the things that you find yourself missing when you go to set activities? Then create a list on your phone of the things that you need and that you want so that you don't lose sight of those things and spend money on impulse purchases or excess of whatever it is that you're purchasing. Like, maybe you buy a t-shirt, you're like, oh, let me just get a few more. It's like, do you really need that? Could you be using that money and that effort towards something else that you really need? Like, maybe you need a new pair of everyday jeans.
Yeah. I think that's so good. Like, really getting honest with yourself about what you actually need versus like, I have definitely had times in my life where my closet was a representation of of a life that I wanted and not the life that I have. And I think that there's a huge difference.
Can I interrupt you?
Please.
Okay, I want to interrupt you because you had this like bangin' pink sequin dress. It had
not that one. No.
It had a piece of art in the sequins, like different colored sequins made up this like champagne bottle that was exploding into, I want to say, like feathers. Anyways, you had this dress in the plastic. And I'm like, what is this dress for? Like, I think it even said like happy birthday. I don't know.
It was,
but like, oh, I bought it for my birthday. I'm like, what birthday? It's like so dramatic.
Literally, like,
I bought it for my 21st birthday. Maybe I'm still gonna want it for my 30th. It's like, that's not realistic. Like, were you going to have a party in Vegas?
Exactly. Like, I really don't know what I was thinking, but what I was thinking was of a life that isn't actually mine. And yeah, I actually had even showed my husband because I think it was for my 29th birthday. And I had like a revelation about it and wound up showing it to him. I was like, when we actually wound up planning my little party, which wound up being like very low key, I like showed him like, this is the dress I thought I was going to wear to my 29th birthday. And he got a real kick out of that. Cause it wasn't that kind of birthday party. Because that is not the life I'm living right now. And it's not the stage of life that we're in. And I just must have had a momentary lapse of judgment when I bought that dress that was not cheap at all. And, but it was on sale, which goes back to the dangers of things being on sale. And, yeah, I have no excuse for myself. But before we go, do you want to embarrass me with one more story about the surprise in my closet? Like, what was your greatest discovery?
You guys, I probably haven't stopped thinking about this since September. In all of those said work bags that I mentioned, I'm going through them, just evaluating, like, well, this one's got a little scuff on it, but what about these? And let's look inside, see if the interior is still attached. Lo and behold, Dallion, it literally was like the pandemic happened. Like, you were just munching at work one day, and then you're like, oh no, the world's ending. Let me just toss this work bag up. I don't know when I'll need that. It's like you had to get your last bite in because she had Pop-Tarts, she had applesauce, Capri Suns, trail mix, like, name a snack. She had it. It's like she emptied out her desk drawers at work and threw her snacks in and was like, I don't know when I'll be back, but I better grab the snacks. She had open wrappers in there. And for how long they had been sitting there, maybe years, I don't know. I think one of them you did go to a conference, so I'll give you that. You went to a conference a few months before that, but yeah. Yeah. That's when you know it's time for a clean out.
It was way beyond time for a clean out. And even though you taught me some really valuable lessons, you must come back and see me again soon so that it doesn't get terrible. And I stand by my recommendation that I made last week, which is to do this with a friend. If you can, invite someone over to give their thoughts and opinions. It opened up a whole new world to me to see my closet through someone else's eyes. And it really humbled me, you know, which we all need every once in a while. So it was great. And I appreciate you and all of your tips because you are the queen of minimalist living, maximalist style. Is that what you say? What do you say?
Yeah.
What do you call it? Is that right?
Yeah, I say minimalist wardrobe, maximalist style.
I love it. And you are the queen of that. She really does live by this, and it comes easy to her. It definitely doesn't come easy to me. So try it out for yourself. Bring a friend.
Yeah, it's like not something to be afraid of. It's so fun just to like grab a glass of wine and have a friend over and just be vulnerable enough to let them into that. And you can laugh, it's fun, and it's fine. Like, this is all lighthearted. Dallion,
it is slightly vulnerable, but it should be fun. And I actually love the vulnerability of it. And then letting go of all that stuff is so freeing. It is physically and emotionally freeing. And I hope you try it, and I hope you love it. And DM us and tell us how it went for you. If you have more questions on this topic, please reach out. And just one more time, our new handle is Trending the Podcast on Instagram. So please find us, follow us. We're going to be sharing some fun stuff on that account and letting you know when new episodes are out. And I hope you have a great week.
Bye.
Love you, girl.